The boy's name was Ariv, and his world was small, quiet, and full of struggle. He lived with his mother in a tiny rented room at the edge of the city. The walls were thin, the paint was peeling, and when it rained, water slowly crept inside through the cracks. At night, the sounds of traffic mixed with his mother's tired breathing as she slept after a long day of work. Ariv was young, but he understood something many adults ignore: life was hard, and his mother was carrying more weight than she should have. Ariv's father had passed away when he was very small. His memories of him were blurry, like a dream you try to remember after waking up. Since then, his mother became everything: his parent, his protector, and his only support. She worked as a house helper, cleaning homes that were bigger than the entire building Ariv lived in. Every morning before sunrise, she left the room quietly so she wouldn't wake him, and every evening she returned with tired eyes and aching feet. Still, she always smiled at Ariv and asked if he had eaten, even when she herself was hungry. Poverty followed them everywhere. Poverty means living without enough money to meet basic needs. Some days there was enough food, and some days there wasn't. Ariv learned to drink water when he felt hungry, telling himself it was enough. He wore the same clothes for years, carefully washing them so they would last longer. At school, he sat silently while other children talked about new toys, vacations, and birthday parties. He didn't hate them, but he felt different, like he was watching life from the outside. One evening, Ariv's mother came home later than usual. Her steps were slow, and when she sat down, she didn't speak. Ariv noticed her hands shaking as she removed her worn-out sandals. When he asked if she was okay, she tried to smile but failed. Tears rolled down her face, not loud sobs, just quiet tears filled with exhaustion. That night, Ariv learned that strength can break too. She told him she had been scolded by her employer for something that wasn't her fault. She said she felt tired of working so hard and still struggling. Ariv listened quietly, his heart heavy. Then his mother said something that stayed with him forever. She said, "I just want you to have a better life than this." Her voice was soft, but the pain inside it was loud. That night, as his mother slept, Ariv sat awake beside her. The room was dark, except for a little moonlight coming through the window. He looked at her tired face, the lines formed by years of stress and sacrifice. Sacrifice means giving up something important for someone else. In that quiet moment, Ariv made a promise, not out loud, but deep inside his heart. He promised that one day, he would change their life. He promised that his mother would not have to clean floors forever. He promised that her tears would mean something. From that day on, Ariv's mindset changed. Mindset means the way you think and see the world. He still lived in the same room, still wore the same clothes, and still felt hunger, but something inside him burned brighter. He started taking school seriously, even when it was difficult. He studied with borrowed books and broken pencils. At night, he revised lessons under a weak bulb that flickered often. When the power went out, he waited patiently for it to return instead of giving up. School was not easy. Some teachers ignored him, assuming he wouldn't go far. Some classmates mocked him for his clothes and shoes. Mocked means making fun of someone in a hurtful way. Each laugh felt like a small cut, but Ariv didn't respond with anger. He responded with effort. He stayed late after school to understand lessons better. He asked questions even when his voice shook with nervousness. There were moments when doubt crept in. Doubt means feeling unsure or afraid that something may not work. On days when his mother came home sick or when there was no money for food, Ariv wondered if his dream was too big. But then he remembered his promise. He remembered his mother's tears. Love turned into fuel, and fuel turned into determination. Determination means deciding firmly to keep going no matter what. As Ariv grew older, responsibilities grew with him. He started working small jobs after school, delivering groceries, helping shopkeepers, washing utensils at roadside stalls. His hands became rough, and his body often felt tired, but his spirit stayed strong. He would hand his earnings to his mother, pretending it was nothing. She would protest, but he insisted. Seeing a little relief on her face made every ache worth it. One day, his mother fell seriously ill. She couldn't go to work for weeks. Medical bills piled up, and fear filled the room. Fear is the feeling of being scared or anxious about what may happen. Arif managed school, work, and caring for her all at once. Some nights, he broke down quietly, crying into his pillow so she wouldn't hear. But every morning, he got up again. He knew quitting was not an option. A teacher noticed Arif's dedication and asked about his situation. For the first time, Arif spoke openly about his life and his promise. The teacher saw something special in him and guided him toward scholarships and opportunities. Opportunities are chances that allow growth or success. Arif studied harder than ever, knowing this could be the turning point he needed. Years passed slowly, filled with struggle, small wins, and many setbacks. Setbacks are delays or problems that slow progress. Arif failed some exams, lost jobs, and faced rejection. Rejection means being told no or not being accepted. Each failure hurt, but it didn't stop him. He learned from every mistake, adjusting his path but never forgetting his destination. Finally, Arif earned a scholarship to continue his education. When the letter arrived, his hands trembled as he read it. His mother cried, holding the paper as if it were gold. For the first time, hope felt real, not just imagined. Education opened doors Arif never knew existed. He worked harder than ever, balancing studies and part-time jobs, driven by that same promise he made years ago. After graduation, Arif secured a stable job. Stable means steady and reliable. The day he received his first salary, he went home and placed it in his mother's hands. She looked at him in disbelief, tears flowing freely this time, not from pain, but from pride. Arif realized then that success is not just about money or status. It's about keeping your word and honoring those who believed in you. Over time, Arif moved his mother into a better home. Nothing luxurious, but safe, clean, and filled with peace. He made sure she rested, ate well, and smiled more often. He never forgot where he came from. Roots mean your origin or background. He helped others when he could, remembering the boy he once was. Arif's story is not about luck. It's about love, promises, and persistence. Persistence means continuing even when things are painful or slow. He learned that a promise made from love can become the strongest motivation to rise above pain, poverty, and fear. Life may start unfair, but it listens to effort, patience, and belief. If this story touched your heart and inspired you, please subscribe to the Inspired Journey channel and be part of a community that believes no struggle is permanent.